Hey everybody, change of venue today. We're going to be back at the edit desk taking a look and picking apart the Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered and Legacy of Kain Ascendance trailers. So join me back there, let's get to it. I'm even going to use my little jog wheel here, and we're going to go back and forth, back and to the left, back and to the left. If you get that reference, take some ibuprofen, you're probably in pain like me. Let's go. Let's watch the whole thing again because it's awesome and we love it.
Scion of balance, savior of
Kain looking
monsters.
great. Raziel looking great. Nice. Kain and Raziel at Avernus. Oh, cannot wait for that. Yes. Yes. And yes. Yeah. Okay, let's pick it apart.
Scion of
Okay, so first up, Kain looks amazing here. Absolutely amazing. Let's zoom in. And it's, oh, look at the reaver. Look at the detail on that thing. They worked really, really hard to make Kain and Raziel match their models from the original Soul Reaver 1 cinematic. So let's see how they did. Okay, so in mine you're seeing a little bit more green, but that might actually have more to do with the little color treatment I've done. Here, let me show you what that looks like without it. Just as a compensation for the HDR tone mapping that happens when I bring an Elgato recording into Premiere. Talk to me if you want to learn more about and join my masterclass about that. But, I mean, just look at the detail. Look how well he matches. Let's zoom in there. Let's put them side by side, actually. We have the technology. We can do that. I mean, how does that look? Man. And let's get a little bit more. Every crack. Look at that. They even matched the cracks under his eyes. Vorador's ring. Oh, so cool. So cool, so cool. Yeah, I've got his pauldron here. Even has the same... Oh, just amazing. Seriously, the more I look at it, the better it gets. All right. I'll have plenty of time to look at it when the game drops next week. Okay. And this, of course, is the scene where he's trying to sneak up on Mobius at the end of the first level in Defiance. And look at this, too. The level of work that's gone into this. There's even the little indentations on the underside of the Reaver there. I don't think we've ever seen this level of detail in the Reaver ever before, honestly. How cool is that? And then Raziel here. Yeah, you see all these details. And at first, my first thought was, okay, they added all these details because he has been in the spectral realm for 500 years, you know, hiding from the Reaver. But check this out. So this, of course, is Raziel at the very beginning. Put some clothes on. And very beginning of Soul Reaver 1. Let's zoom in on that. Yeah, so right there, that's where we want to be. Isn't that cool? Just those details. There we go. You see the fine creases in his face there? And all the detail in his scarf. Man, so excited. All right, let's go back. And then let's do some comparison with him here. Just, again, the level of attention to detail here, stunning. I cannot wait to play this. This screen here that's serving as a background for the titles, this is the teleport screen when you go into a portal for a Reaver Forge. I'll bet you I could even match this font too. I'm pretty good at that. And here we go. Here's our old frenemy, the Elder God. Looking fan-friggin-tastic. And this is, of course, at the beginning of Defiance, Raziel's chapter. And yeah, you just see the detail in the tentacles there, and the reflections in the eye. Here, let's zoom in. So cool. Let's see how Raziel looks. Yep, still moping. All right. Let's go to our next shot. Oh. If you've been watching the channel for any length of time, you know how much I love this scene with Kain and Mobius. Let us continue our conversation on a somewhat different footing. Kain looking like he should. And I've certainly gotten used to how he looks in OG Defiance, especially in this last playthrough. But man, what a lofty and worthy goal to make him look like he did in the opening cinematic of Soul Reaver, which is seared in all of our brains, right? What an amazing, amazing achievement there. And then, of course, Mobius. Can't really see too much of him here, but, I mean, look at the council chamber, though, in the Seraphan stronghold here. We do push zoom transition. 2 champions torn by destiny. Destiny, my business partner and producer, she really needs to stay out of their business here. Oh, look at the detail on Raziel here. Okay. If you saw my reaction video the first time I saw this,
yes! Is being remastered yes! And will be available.
Yeah, there's no way I could really pick up on all of the fine details here. But let's look at Raziel with, you know, against his model in Soul Reaver 1. That's what we want to zoom in on. This is the fun of watching me edit. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Look at this. And then, of course, we know this scene. This is Kain and Raziel at Avernus. I feel like this is one of the best moments in the entire series. Just look at that. So cool. And look at the detail on his back, too. And all the detail on the cathedral. Man, I just... See how the light glints off Vorador's ring here? Man, isn't that just awesome? And then the lighting in the cathedral, too. It just looks so good. Look at all these details. Sorry, I'm just like mesmerized here. A little jumpiness in the animation there, but only freaks and weirdos that go frame by frame like me will notice. Yeah, I mean, again, let's look at Kain's model. This is not similar. It's not looking alike. It is the same. Look at that. And then the lighting coming up from above. And their clash here. Man, so cool. I could look at this all day. But yeah, let's watch the scene just one more time. So awesome. Again, we're into the text background. Ah, oh, look at that. Okay, so we got Kain. Oh, look at this. That is the new UI, and it is gorgeous. Oh, look at that. It's going to work real well with 4K. Oh, and look at Raziel's. That's the winged Ouroboros there. Man, that is great. The detail on the Reaver is just... Selfishly, this is going to be a lot easier for me to put my video frame down in the bottom left and then I can mask it. I had a really hard time with that in OG Defiance because as you pick up life and as you pick up TK runes, the meter would change shape. So I had to change the mask every time. And pretty soon into the first editing the first episode, I realized that wasn't going to be worth it. So yeah. Okay, frame by frame. Kain does a lift attack here. And boom, comes down. Oh, and here's our Seraphan dudes with their different color tabards that we talked about on the channel before. And I think this is also a good look at our new camera, which is phenomenal. So excited about that. Raziel casting his Spectral Reaver spell here. Yeah. Take that, Sluagh. The Sluagh look really good, too. They look pretty similar to what I see right now, but just more detailed. And kind of hard to tell when we're this pixelated, but I try not to let them get too close, you know? Oh, and then more detail. You see the spiral pattern in Raziel's save point here? Very cool. I have to thank Bazielam at the Ancient's Den for pointing that out. I would have missed it otherwise. And here we are in the cemetery. And this is, of course, at the pillars. And then here we are in the demon realm. And Kain's fighting the Electro Demon here. Okay, so this is the shot that has gotten me most excited. Check this out. Okay. So ever since I made the suggestion of how I thought the camera was going to work if they went to third person in Defiance, I could only visualize it so much myself. This shot sold me on the entire idea. Just look how cool this is. If anything, I think going to this camera is not going to take away any of the cinematic nature of Defiance. It's just going, especially in moments like this, it's going to amplify it. So cool. And I have to say, my compliments to the trailer editor. That was a great moment to choose. The final chapter remastered. The final chapter so far, I hope. Oh, Avernus. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Okay, sorry. But yeah, check this out. So without dynamic lighting, with dynamic lighting, we've got God rays, we've got some ambient occlusion, we've got fog. Look at this. That's just so great. Also, I know how to do this effect. Just a little easing, stop, a little easing out. I could do that. Maybe we will. No, I love this stuff. This is great. Ah, yes, and boom. Look at that. Here's our OG and the remaster. This is, of course, where Kain says one of my favorite lines in the entire series. And that's when the Seraphan guards run up and say, "Surrender, fiend, and we'll promise you an easy death." And then Kain replies with my favorite, I could promise you the same.
But it would be a lie.
I love it. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to stop doing impressions now. So let's look at our playthrough that we did. Oops, actually first let's blend mode, difference, scale. Seeing some of my special tricks here. So yeah, this is from our playthrough. Ignore the tube. Fear the tube. Ignore the tube. But yeah, check that out. It's interesting. Got some weapons being swapped around here. The tube just makes this hilarious. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it looks great. Oh my goodness. And the pillars. Look at this. Okay. I'm sure you all know how excitable I am by now, at least about Legacy of Kain. Look how gorgeous this is. Okay, having photo mode is going to make doing my thumbnail for the pillars way easier. This was really tough to pull off. Look at that. Good stuff, good stuff. I love how clear the detail and the texture is. We've got God rays on the side there. We can see Mobius's hunter emblem in the background there. So cool. So cool. Oh, and here we go. Janos possessed by the Hilden. Man, look at that. All the detail in his burnt wings. I can believe it feels like he was standing right next to the pillars when they exploded. Man, and then look at this too, guys. Look at his eyes. Look at how much detail they were able to pack in. Look at how much emotion they were able to pack in there too. Look at that expression. Look as he goes from Janos to the Hilden Lord here. So freaking cool. Oh, and yes. Look at Tyrell's glow up. Okay, so this incorporates bits of Tyrell's concept art from Soul Reaver 1. And when I saw this trailer, I instantly knew that that's where they were drawing from. It's so cool. And here's our key art. This is the smallest of nitpicks, but I only have one note. This is a similar font, not the same font, but it would be great if we could pull in that tracking just the tiniest bit. There, we can do something there with the C2. To do a couple things here too. Okay, I get the domino effect that it has, but to me, that looks a touch better. Anyway, that's my one note. But yeah, look at this key art. So we've got Kain there. Showing off all the detail on Raziel here. And we've got Janos, of course, and Vorador, and Mortanius. No Mobius, which actually I think I understand why, and I think that is because Mobius is on the key art for the Soul Reaver remaster. Let's see how that looks when we put the two together, shall we? My countdown here from when I was waiting for it to drop. Gonna do that same thing with Defiance. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, let's see how well these two fit together. Actually, let me get my correction on there. There we go. And they look like the same family, don't they? And this definitely looks like it fits together. Now, these feel like it's the same series. I love the original logos, especially the Defiance logo. That one was like awesome. But you know, I love now how they are tying these together and making them fit. So, pretty cool. Now, by now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen my energetic but completely honest and real-time reaction to the State of Play announcement for Defiance Remastered.
The coin has landed on its edge, you guys.
And so let's go through that a little bit too. So we have Kain coming up on the pillars here, which hard to describe the feelings I felt when that happened. And then, of course, this great opening to Defiance too. I'm so excited to see the new opening cutscene for Defiance when he arrives at the Seraphan stronghold. And of course, we saw this in the trailer. Yeah, you see the before and after there. So cool, so cool. Oh, and there's also going to be a bunch of new features too. Like there's a map system, a wayfinder system for those of you who haven't played it a billion times like me. And then skins too. Check this out. Shifter was one of the proto forms of Soul Reaver before it became a Legacy of Kain game. And these are some designs. Oh, check it out. Blood Omen 1 Kain there. That is a design from Shifter. And that eventually was going, you know, that eventually became Kain. But yeah, check that out. That is Blood Omen 1 Kain. And it looks like a redesign, doesn't it? With the red chainmail. Man, it looks so good. And then it looks like also we're going to be able to explore some cut levels from Defiance as well. So yeah, the blasted pillars right after the pillars fell. And of course, concept art viewer too.
Photo mode and
photo mode. You all know how I feel about photo mode. And then here's the funny thing. The thing that I laughed so hard about, other than the fact that I've been playing Defiance for the last 8 weeks as they've been getting ready for this announcement. I just got this. Yeah, so we were going to talk about this. And now the comics reader in Defiance Remastered is going to make that a lot easier. So, but I'm still glad I have it because I'm a huge Legacy of Kain fan and I've always wanted it. So, and here's the thing I lost my mind about, and that is a demo for Dark Prophecy. Listen to this.
comics and a playable demo of Dark Prophecy, the unreleased sequel to Defiance.
I'm flabbergasted. How? Where? So in a recent Games Radar interview, Matt McCloskey, who's the Legacy of Kain franchise director at Crystal Dynamics, talked about how they found a lot of these assets in a closet. In a closet, you guys. So just amazingly cool. If you've seen my video about what I wanted to see in a remake, I did a short section on the Dark Prophecy. And the fact that we have anything that they could get to a playable state is just phenomenal. Just amazing. And there's some folks that are griping about it being not part of the regular edition, but come on, you guys, this is a piece of history. To me, it's a steal at any price. But I'm just weird, I guess. But yeah, more stuff that we saw. Oh yeah, more of the Janos fight from from the end of Defiance. Raziel getting wrecked. And fighting some hunters. Oh, so cool. So freaking cool. What a time to be a Legacy of Kain fan. Am I right? Okay. Let's talk about Ascendance, and let's all be normal about it.
The moment his wings were revealed, Nosgoth trembled.
VIVISECT!
You have done well, Raziel.
You must save yourself.
I have come seeking a favor.
Ascendance isn't granted. It is earned with blood.
Okay. For better or worse, Ascendance looks to be based on the Dead Shall Rise graphic novel. Not going to express too much about my opinion about the Dead Shall Rise just yet, not in this video. We are going to talk about that, I promise. We have a video in the works. I'm just choosing my words very, very, very carefully. For now, we're just going to talk about how Ascendance looks as a game. Let's have a look at it. I mean, I think it's awesome just for this trailer that we got a little bit of, you know, an animated interpretation here of the beginning of Soul Reaver 1. Boom. Superhero landing. And then we've got a crow here, which in another era, I would have said, hey, what's Vorador doing here? I don't think Vorador's around here. This could potentially be a reference to new character Kasetsik from The Dead Shall Rise. The crow here. And then we have Terrell, Melchiah, and Rahab.
Nosgoth trembled.
It's really fun to see these characters in cell animation. Kain, seeing the wings. Okay, and now we get into some gameplay stuff, which actually, you know what? I adore this style of game. I really do. The Metroidvania genre is one of my very favorites. I don't know how Metroidvania this is going to be. I mean, every official description I've seen refers to it as a 2D action platformer, but I've played some amazing 2D action platformers in recent years. So I'm hoping that regardless of how you feel about The Dead Shall Rise, you go into it with an open mind. I'm going into it with an open mind, and I'm hoping it's a fun game. We've got Raziel here with wings doing an aerial attack. We get to play as Vampire Raziel. Come on, that's really cool. We've got something going on here with this stone. My guess is this is a checkpoint. And then check these. Yeah, this looks a lot like Blood Omen 2, doesn't it? These health and lore bars. Man, whoever's playing is getting stomped here. And then we've got Blood Omen 2, post Blood Omen 2 Kain looks like. Zoom in on that sprite there. Also, I love Legacy of Kain sprites. Don't know if you know that. Oh, and that's interesting. What is the... wonder what that refers to. Very cool. And then Mistform. Got some kind of fire trap there. Can't have a platformer without a fire trap somewhere. Okay, and now we have our third playable character, which looks to be a Lilith, or Eloleth, depending on who you talk to. Do with that what you will. I personally am going to have a good time with it. And that looks really cool, nice and gory for Legacy of Kain there. Back to Kain. Oh, is that a parry? Let's play that back. Nice. Okay, I love this kind of game. I'm excited for that. Nice. What can we see on... Oh, yeah, check that out. Check that out, guys. That is the old Seraphan, the new Seraphan symbol from Blood Omen 2. So we've got armored Seraphan crawling around here. Which are still around after Blood Omen 2, so this tells me this can't be that long after Blood Omen 2. We've got another Lilith section here. These tents. Okay, so this Seraphan symbol here, this leads me to believe that this is back in the era of the Seraphan, the original Seraphan, and not the Hilden-led Seraphan that we see this guy here from. Yeah, distance blood sucking. Nice. Let's see, what can we see? This maybe even kind of looks like Dark Eden a little bit. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. So this guy looks a lot like the heavily armored Seraphan from Blood Omen 2. Check that out. Yep, it's got the, what do you call that? Crotchy part of the tabard. Never mind. Forget I said that. Yeah, we've got the glowing runes on the armor. And then, of course, we feed from them all the same, too. Okay, back to it. All right, so what is this? Is this a boss fight? And look at this symbol up here. That is different than the other symbols that we've seen so far. So this is obviously happening in the Ancient's Eyrie here, or Janos' house. And so the question here is, are we playing as Raziel against Janos, or are we playing as Janos against Raziel? It's probably Raziel against Janos, honestly. We see the other Seraphan here. And another tidbit that borrowed again from Bazielam is that Rahab isn't here. Rahab wasn't able to be in that scene because of memory limitations, and now that's been written into the lore. But we've got, Raziel, of course, who's probably the player character in this. We've got Duma, and we've got Terrell, and we've got Zephon and Melchiah. Okay, interesting. Now here's something that I found really interesting. This is a fight between Raziel and his brothers at the pillars. So what in the world is going on here? So, he's got his sword. Check that out. Those of you that have the Raziel figure will recognize the sword here that he's got. This plastic's so old and dry and creaky, makes me nervous every time I touch it. But yeah, that's what that looks like. Is he's got his sword. Now what I'm trying to get a glimpse of here is his wings. Are they trying to make this fight happen before Kain rips his wings or after? I would imagine after. I'm just not really seeing anything. And I'm just sitting here holding Raziel. All right, I'm going to put him back home so he doesn't get hurt. Okay. So yeah, I wonder what's going on there. Oh, I love this this art of Kain here. Okay, here's the thing I'm most excited about, and that is new lines from Simon Templeman and Michael Bell. Some of these were on the digital soundtrack for The Dead Shall Rise, the promotional soundtrack. And, of course, I've never heard them before, and I know all the voice lines in the series pretty well by now. And I could tell that they were new, and I found that super exciting because why would they bring him in just to read lines for the comic book? So I always kind of thought this was going somewhere. And then it looks like we're in the Tomb of the Seraphan here, and Kain is fighting some kind of monster. Interesting. I wonder what's going on there. Huh. Yeah, there's no hint of this in the graphic novel.
You have done well.
Mobius.
Done well, Raziel.
And that's Richard Doyle back as Mobius, which is also exciting. And there's a couple of things interesting here. So these banners here, this is the symbol of Mobius's mercenary army. So this wouldn't have been in the time of the Seraphan unless Mobius was using it as his personal symbol at the time, which I don't believe was the case. And then also, we've got this statue of Raziel here that was in the Ouroboros chamber in Soul Reaver 2. Now, was Raziel so great an Inquisitor as to have had a statue built of him before he died? Maybe. He seemed to be a very popular guy. But to my mind, this is probably a bit of artistic license. It's led to a bit of an error. So take that for what it's worth.
You must save yourself.
And this, of course, is Janos. But René Aubergenois died in 2019. So, of course, you know, we would have had to have a new actor back for Janos. So let's see how he does. Give him a
I
chance.
have come seeking a favor.
And this is a Lilith. So one thing I will say, okay, one little bit of opinion I'm going to give you about The Dead Shall Rise right now is that Lilith looks a lot better here than she did anywhere in that book. I do have to give them that. Now, as to what happens here in the story, well, we'll see how close they hew to the graphic novel. Okay, and this is just sick as hell. This just looks awesome. Now, is this younger Kain or elder Kain? We see one of the three of the brothers, actually. Oh, those three. We see three of the brothers down here. And now this makes me wonder, is this Meridian? Is this somewhere else in Nosgoth? Everything's on green fire. So are they fighting the Hilden? I'm interested to see it. Like, I really, really want this game to be good. I am really excited about it. And then here's, of course, the Tomb of the Seraphan. And then post Blood Omen 2 Kain is going to raise the dead. We do actually get to see this scene in The Dead Shall Rise. Yeah, a fun little outro there. Okay, and let's take a minute and look at this. Let's take a minute and look at the key art here. So this is the new series logo. Kind of looks like the old Defiance logo, but it's got little fangs on the Y and the K. I actually kind of like that. And then for Ascendance here, this designer that managed to contort this E to match this A, props. That's a lot of work. Nice job. So, and then of course we have our partner companies down there, and then Vampire Raziel against a Lilith here with the amulet. Say what you will about The Dead Shall Rise. I'm excited to play Ascendants. It's a genre of game that I really enjoy. Ascendants looks like it could be a fun game, and honestly, being a fun game forgives lots of other problems. Here's looking at you, Blood Omen 2.
What?
So yeah, if you're on the fence about pre-ordering, we will be playing both of these games on the channel, so I will give you my honest opinion about both of them. So thanks for watching, and if you like what you see and you want to see more, do the things.